So I was lucky enough to see the first episode of Titans. What did I think? Well, you just have to watch and find out. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important TV review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what TV to watch. I usually don't do very many TV reviews, but I was very lucky enough to see the first episode of Titans from DC Universe. That's right, fans, before its release. Now, this is an advanced review, and I'm not going to give spoilers in this review, but I can tell you at least my thoughts of the first episode, what I thought of the episode, what the characters were like, and things like that, okay? So, let's dive into this show, okay? There was a lot of craziness going on after that first trailer that you saw Robin kick everybody's ass, and it got everybody talking about Titans. So now everyone's going to want to see this first episode and see if it's as true, as gritty as it's going to be, you know, what you saw in this trailer, okay? So, let's kick it off here. So, this story takes place in Detroit, okay? And you're going to get introduced to Raven and Grayson and Starfire. In the episode, those are going to be your first three characters that you get introduced. You get introduced to Raven first, as she is a very confused, lost little girl. There's obviously something inside of her that she doesn't know what it is. She can't figure it out, and she's searching for help. And for some reason, she has this connection to Grayson. And we don't know how or why or what, but there is some connection to those two characters, okay? When you look at Raven's character in this book, she's very much almost like an annoying, whiny brat. But you can understand what she's going through because she is lost and confused, okay? You may want to say that she's a little bit in a damsel in distress in this episode, too, you know, when you actually watch it. When you look at the character herself, certain elements remind you of maybe the Titans cartoon, you know, how she wears her hoodie, you know, kind of looks like a hood, you know, the colors are right there, the schemes are right, but she's not the character that you know from the show, okay? So, you have to separate yourselves there from there. At least she's not that character yet, and maybe they'll build to it from there, okay? Next, we go into Dick Grayson. So, we get to see Dick. We see his family tragedy in this. Obviously, we all know what it is at this point in time, and we got to see that in the trailer. And we get to see that he is a detective in Detroit, and he leaves Gotham to be this detective. He's no longer attached to Batman, and we get to see that Grayson is a very angry individual, okay? You get to see him kick people's ass in this episode, just like you saw in that trailer, but to a much heavier extent in here. And we can see that he kind of leaves no mercy on his people that he's taking care of here. He kind of really beats the shit out of them. It makes you think that, does he kill these people, right? So he's very, very angry. And like I said, he's a detective in the show. And so something happens in the episode where Raven and Dick actually cross paths with each other, and they wind up together in the episode, and that, you know, and there's that connection like I talked about earlier. When you look at Grayson as the individual, he's just like a detective. He's got the trench coat like Commissioner Gordon, things of that aspect. Very little dialogue that comes out of his mouth, and I feel like overall in the show itself, I think like the acting felt a little bit stiff, But again, this is the first time you've seen these characters together. They got to develop a chemistry with each other. Okay? So now let's go on to Starfire. Okay? Starfire is introduced into this episode too. And we see her as she wakes up in a vehicle. When you see this character in the episode, we get to see her with her mink coat, her purple dress, her hair looks like it's been, fried in a curling iron. It's not the character that you're used to in the comic books or in TV show or anything like that. So you have to try to take yourself out of it and separate the two, because this is a much different Starfire than what you're used to, okay? We do get to witness her powers in this episode, so if you're looking for a power set here and see what it looks like, you'll get to witness that, okay? I'm not going to spoil that for you, but you do get to witness that here, okay? And we get to see that somehow she's connected to Raven as well. So Raven is the centerpiece here that's kind of connecting all these Titans together, okay? What I did like about the episode is that it got to focus a little bit on each particular character. It got to focus on Grayson, on what he could do, on how much of a badass that he is. We get to see a little bit of Raven in her power set and what she does in this episode towards the end, which was kind of cool. And then you get to see Starfire, and you get to see a little bit of her power set. So it was okay. It was all right. In the special effects, there wasn't a ton of special effects in here. It was easy to pull off. Who knows what their budget was, but there wasn't a ton of stuff that they couldn't pull off on a regular TV, right? So, again, this was a good introductory episode. I don't think it was great. Again, I thought that the dialogue was a little bit stiff. I thought it was a little bit dark for my taste. It's something that it's going to take time to get used to. And to see these characters so separated from each other, you're not used to seeing that either. You're used to seeing them as a team. So, the show, obviously, it's going to take its time in developing these teams and getting these guys getting used to each other, developing that chemistry. And I think once that happens, I think we're going to get a pretty good show. It's just going to take some time to develop, and then actors on screen are going to take some time to develop here. So, if you're wondering if you're going to watch the first episode of Titans, I say definitely go out there, watch that first episode. Definitely, if you already subscribed to DC Universe, go check it out. I think you just have to give it a chance. You have to give it a few episodes to separate yourself from the comic books to the actual TV universe, and then make a decision if you think it's the show for you. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to give this first episode a 3.75 out of 5 stars. It was good, but it wasn't perfect, and we'll see where it goes from there. So, guys, leave me in the comments below when you eventually watch this video and watch that episode, what you thought of that. Are you excited for this series as much as I am? And fans, as always, thank you so much for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you're a fan of this channel, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And until the next time, guys, I'll see you real soon. Bye.